What's up, Mars?
What's up, is radio?
Woo! So, did you hear the news?
Space. Yes, unfortunately.
So, the news of Altspace closing March 10th, 2023.
Correct. Are these worlds the ones that were like the one we're in right now, which is the
Yep.
Marcy's Hub world, closing down March 10th, 2023, all of Altspace. So sad.
First, one last time, what are we going to do?
For the last time in Marcy's Hub world, in that logo.
In that logo! All right, we're back. Yeah.
Sad times, really sad times. I'm telling you.
I will say, just looking around, every world that you have in here makes me sad to see so much work was put into all of these worlds, and Microsoft buying Altspace and going, get out! Wow.
It's truly, yeah, just like what you stated, it is so truly sad. If you were to look at the screen that is above that says explore, if you see those pictures of like Saturn and Jupiter, that is all from the solar system and beyond. And that is a world that somebody created that was just so amazingly beautiful and accurate and so much fun that we would have in each one of these worlds. And that we're saying goodbye to all of this. And that makes me, I don't want to go.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on why Microsoft did this? I'm just curious of what MetaQS Mars thinks about why Microsoft did what they did.
You know what? I truly think that they weren't getting as much people active in here. And I think that that's what were causing them to go out and expand, because I believe they're trying to get everybody over to Meta Horizon and spatial and VR chat. And so because that's been like the most active ones lately, they're trying to like merge on to those ones and getting rid of Altspace. But there's so much stuff that we're going to be missing out on, and we don't know how long it's going to be before they make it as interactive like this one. And so much more, enjoyable, I guess you could say. But Altspace was the best. Like, Altspace was the ultimate when it came down to meeting new people, being able to create and explore your own worlds. And they made it so easy. That's what I loved. It was so easy with navigation and everything that you did. So
I agree, especially and again, I think you've been doing VR just a year, right? Roughly about a year.
A little over a year, exactly.
Okay.
And so
how savvy you became in world development in Altspace, that was for and again, no disrespect, the common folks, right? The common folks of being able to do that, or my daughter being 8, creating a world, designing stuff, and it was so easy to do. There was no having to go to Unity and import and export prefabs and lighting and shading. It was none of that. It was like, grab a chair, move it here, create a world. Here's the sun, here's the trees, here's some deer. Easy.
They made it, just like you said, they made it so easy. If you were to look around the one that I'm in right now, this was a building that they actually already had in the system for us to use. And then I'm the one that then added in the other portals for us to be able to go and create. And it's the same one when I created, I don't know if you can see this one, the Welcome to Just Relax House of Memes. That was the other one that I had created, which was, I was able to put in all of my own pictures, all of that stuff. And once again, it was so easy compared to, not having to download a whole bunch of stuff, not having to, you got to go to this site and then go to this site. Oh, and then put in this code and then do this and then do that. It's like, no, it was, I have a world and now I can create it. And so amazingly simple and wonderful. So
now the slumlord is kicking us out, and we gotta pack
he
our
is.
U-Hauls and move on to the next world.
All of us got our eviction notice, and
I know. And you know what's cool about this? I mean, the only cool thing is there's a lot of people, including us, that will be throwing final parties,
yes,
bringing our friends. And I think the key for the final parties is the networking part, making sure, like, you know, you're going to school, you're going to college, but you got to keep your friends and go, hey, let me get your information in the real world because I don't have it. And keeping those connections going across the board. Because let me ask you a question.
Totally.
How are you keeping up with all your friends?
So with everybody that was here in Altspace, like the ones that I did get to meet that, you and I, we are from California. Sure. And a lot of people that we got to meet, they were from different states. I have a couple of friends that were from Florida. I have other ones that were from Canada. One of them is from Maine. And we actually all kept in touch through Instagram or Facebook. And we're actually all still friends now. But there's still so many others I got to meet that this was our only connection. Like this was our, like when I would see them online, we would then go and hang out together and enjoy our time together.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. I was in a VR networking meeting before I came into this one. A lot of creators in VR, well, basically in Altspace, they have a website where they are networking with each other. More like,
right,
how are we going to network for business, for technology? How are we going to help others as creators? And being in that meeting really took a huge look at, what if we go to VR chat and we put our info there and they go away and then we lose all of our friends? So instead,
right,
Roberto from VR Networking, and it's vrnetworking.com, plug, you sign up there and then you can create your events wherever you go and really go, hey, today we're going to go play miniature golf. Let's all go together. Or here's my information. Here's my profile with my screen name on Altspace is this radio versus VR chat, and really have a cloud platform where you can cross into any platform, and whatever you do, people will still be able to find you, which is a great idea for somebody to put that together. And he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart because he knows what we're all going through. We are going to lose a lot of our friends. You know, exactly. Down the line, you know, just somebody I could think of that you and I are mutual friends with. Down the line, I'm going to be like, oh crap, City Girl. Remember City Girl? She was so much fun.
Yes.
And we're just going to be like, oh, did I even add her on Instagram? How can I find her? And it's going to be one of those things where we really need to get those people connected outside of this platform so we can continue to talk to them and grow, you know?
And thankfully, another one of our mutual friends, Daisy Shaw, she's also, you know, she created that Facebook group that was, you know, including everybody that is in Altspace. They can join this group together, and that way we can still meet up together in, you know, in certain places. And I believe she also then created the Discord connection, like for all of us, or at least one of them had made the Discord connection for all of us. And that way we can meet up and like, hey, by the way, there's a new thing that we can do all of us together. You're just going to go here and we can do that. And so at least thankfully we have people in the Altspace community that are trying to keep that going as far as our friendships is keeping all of that going. And that's what a lot of us are going to be missing. I mean, other than the world that they've all created, we are all going to be missing each other and talking to each other.
Exactly. Where are you planning on going to, by the way?
Well, honestly, like I've already checked, you know, for a fact, I mean, I've already checked out VR chat. I do like VR chat, but there's still so many things that we're missing that we can do here that we can't do over there. And it's having to get to know your equipment all over again, like your hands of movement, walking back and forth. Just one of the things is like in this world, we can fly around. Over there in VR chat, we can't, unless you have some sort of like a swimming pool thing or something. I don't know. But the other place I do plan on hanging out a lot is actually the Meta Horizon. I actually went in there a couple of times before, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it had a lot of activity stuff going on, and new people to meet and everything else. So
I had discussed in the VR networking today spatial, because a lot of people in VR networking really were pushing spatial. I had a conversation with DJ Marcus today when we were there regarding how easy it was. And also Venus. Venus is somebody that you also know that also throws events. How easy it was to register and have an event running within 5 minutes of you registering. That's how easy it is on spatial. Easy to do. You do need a computer to sort of share and animate and program the event. No unit having to use all third-party programs. And as you saw yesterday, you were trying to get into a Daisy Shaw teaching you how to move over from Altspace to VR chat. But even you had a hard time following and getting into VR chat.
Yeah. I was telling you, I was like, I have the most patience for anything and everything. And I will sit there and learn. And I told you how it gets frustrating for me when somebody's telling me, oh, it's so simple, you just do this and you do this, and it turns out to be a total headache, because it was like, I'm trying this and I'm doing this and I'm downloading this and nothing is working for me. And it took me an hour to realize that a lot of people, they were trying to, I guess what you end up telling me was they were using they were using their Oculus for the VR chat, and it was actually, no, don't use your Oculus, go in through I believe it was like the computer, like the VR, like use it as that. Don't
use the computer login versus the Oculus login. Correct. Yeah.
Correct. And it was like, oh my goodness, but nobody said anything like that, because a lot of us do have both Oculus and VR or VR chat. And so so it was like just small little things like that. Whereas in spatial, when I logged in and it was like, okay, I'm in my new place, and all of a sudden you wrote me. Sorry, I just coughed right now. Anyway, you wrote me and you were like, hey, I've got this one club going, want to come check it out? And all I had to do was type it in, and I found you right away, and I was able to go over and check it out. And that was so much easier.
I think that's one of the things that we'll probably end up doing in the next couple of weeks before even Altspace closes down, is create some videos in different places. Like we could do a video in VR chat, we could do a video in spatial, and really kind of showcase those things to show people the pros and cons, what we like and we don't like, and being honest as MetaQs, letting the audience know, hey, this is easy, this is not, this is going to be more fun, this is not. And really giving our 2 cents as influencers of the metaverse to understand that, we're trying to help people move on to their next place. So as long as they can get their deposit back on Altspace, which I don't think I'm getting my deposit back anytime soon, because my place, we're going to thrash my place. One of my events is going to be taking an event and giving everybody admin rights, and they can destroy it, spray paint it.
Do whatever you want to this world. Yes. That would actually be pretty hilarious.
Right. Like, Thrasher. It'll be like the Thrasher event, Marcy was here with a WUZ,
Have all the spray paint everywhere, just thrash it. It's all good. So.
And you got Julio down by the schoolyard sweeping at the end going, bastards, leaving me with a mess,
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but on the positive note, and everybody keeps seeing the negative, on the positive note is this was our push to grow to the next level. And that. I mean, that. This was our training wheels, and now the training wheels are coming off, and now we are expanding to whatever is next. We don't know what's next, but we know there's something else out there that a year from now, we're probably going to be doing a video on how we've evolved a year later. I think that's going to be neat to see. Exactly.
Because as much as this one didn't take that much to get used to, it didn't take that long. I think you're absolutely right. I think that once we do check out the other places and we're spending more time, like we did spend so much time in Altspace, I think the more time that we spend over at the other ones, we're probably going to get to know it much better. We're going to be like, okay, actually, this one is simple. We can go here, we can go there, and so on and so forth. So,
yeah. So, what is the one world you're just going to miss the most out of all of them?
Wow, that's a tough one. I think, honestly, I'm going to miss the solar system and beyond. That one was just always my favorite. I loved how he created it to look like you can actually be in space. And my father, who does not have a headset, I would actually go into the solar system beyond, and I would sit him down and I would put the headset on him, and he was just like, why does this look so real? Like, it doesn't look cartoonish. It doesn't look like, it looks like you are floating through space. And that was honestly just one of my favorite places. And then when it comes down to like a lot of interacting fun, all the places that DJ Kitten and I would actually go and hang out in, I'm gonna miss all of those ones. The Maddie block drop with the, our Twinkie game, and the jump park, and the number one that I'm gonna miss, the movie theaters. I'm gonna miss being able to just go in and watch whatever movie I want to watch that they have, and it felt like I was at the movie theater. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And so,
I have to agree with you on that one. The entertainment, and it's because of that. Because a lot of these worlds, you go to interact with others and you go to have fun, but at the same time, you really go for the experience of what you are going to experience. You being somebody that if you decide to go at 9 a.m. or 1 a.m. in the morning or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, you go there and you go to the movie theater and you watch the movies that you want to watch, even if nobody's around or even if it's packed, right? It's something that you want to experience. So
and that's what so much we enjoyed. Okay, so let's say let's say that you wanted to watch Avatar and I wanted to watch Ready Player One. We could be in the same exact movie theater, sitting right next to each other. I could be watching my movie and you're watching yours. And that was the best part, was like, if you didn't want to watch the movie that somebody else was watching, you got your own to be able to watch.
You can select your own, but in the same
space
and be able to talk to the person. Yeah, that is something that we hope to see across other platforms. We know the developers that are in here, Illuminati, Artsy, you name all the other ones, Dave,
Darren, and
Darren, a lot of them that will be having to move forward. We're looking to see their creations wherever they go. And that's one thing I do recommend everybody to do is, if you haven't done so yet, reach out to these developers, find out where they're going, or follow them on their social media so then you can keep up to where these are going to be. Because we're going to lose our kids. We're going to lose our spaces. We're going to lose every asset that we've ever had. But they're going to be created someplace else by these developers. These are really, really bright, smart people. And we're going to see them again. It's going to be a matter of time when we can do that. I would love to take all my worlds and migrate them. And I know that down the line, there will be a tool that somebody will create how to move my world somewhere else. I mean, it was funny to see people's VR, Altspace avatars like you and I right now, in VR chat. That was weird. I mean, it was like, oh, there's Matty Boy and his, VR in an Altspace avatar. What?
Because we're so used
that was
to
cool.
Our avatar is here, and all of a sudden it's like over in VR chat. I mean, of course, you have the choice of any character, and and the Ready Player Me characters that you can create yourself and everything. So,
I try to create the same avatar in Ready Player Me for VR chat, but it does not look the same.
Right.
And unless they see this one, they go, "Who are you again?" "Oh, I'm his radio." "Oh, I don't know you." "Yeah, you do." And then you switch to this one.
You do.
Oh, I know it's radio. Yeah, for sure. Daisy, we all
we've
know
actually
Daisy's
been friends.
avatar.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I feel right now I'm 50-50. I'm on spatial. VR chat on both, but I think I'll develop and create on both and then see where the flux ends up going. I really think right now it's going to be a slew of trying different places and figuring out where you're going to land. So
I did notice that when you're logging into Altspace right now, it will give you the altspaceVR.com on how you can actually just download all of your pictures that you've maybe created here in this world. And I was telling DJ Kitten, I was just like, I want to go in and download each one of those pictures because we went to so many places and took pictures together, and it was so much fun. So, I mean, at least now we can at least keep those memories for us when we do that. So
no, that was a really good point you mentioned now, because I think my was pictures, but at the same time, I didn't think about all the pictures I've taken in here that are also in that library. And it would be nice to have of all the memories in all the clubs and all the spaces and everywhere we've been. And you're right, it's a photo album of that. So yeah, it's a good point.
Of all the places that we've been to and stuff. So
yeah,
so much fun.
So here's the question for you. So if somebody doesn't know how to download or how to do that, where would you go if you didn't know how to do something when it comes to exiting out of Altspace with all your access, with your U-Haul truck of stuff? Where would you go to ask those questions?
Well, honestly, I would probably go to you first and be like, hey, IT guy.
Yep.
How do we do this? Yep. But I would probably try and go onto the Altspace group on Facebook and maybe ask a few questions like, has anyone tried this already? Who's done that? I would definitely look on to YouTube to see, have there been any tutorials on how to collect all your stuff and get everything, at least downloaded onto your computer or your software, and that way you can move it on to someplace else if you needed to. So that would be my go-to if that was the case.
Yeah. I want to know the guy's name that gets to hit the delete button on Altspace at the end. I want to know that guy's name where he's just like, goodbye, delete, and it deletes the whole server. I want to know that guy's name.
It's probably just some guy named Bob.
Yeah, Bob, I know you're out there, and
Bob the Builder, and he's the one that's going to destroy it all,
Yeah.
Believe it or not, his name is Wreck-It Ralph, so.
Actually, pretty funny. Anyway, so that kind of sad. I mean, I'm sad to see this go, and what a beautiful space, what a beautiful time we had in the last year and a half. I mean, really, it's been about a year and a half. This stuff. And in a year and a half, creating so many worlds and so many spaces and so many memories.
So many. I was gonna see if, behind you is your wall that I have of all the places, and that's not even half of the worlds that you created. That's the thing. There's only about 7 or 8 of them up there, and that's not even half.
Wow.
Because you have so many other worlds that you've created. One of my favorite ones, the Santorini, Greece one.
Santorini is so much fun. I like that one.
I love that one so much, and so. But
Santorini is always my escape. Yep. Oh, you know what? City Nights. Yeah, City Nights is always the place to be. I agree with you. That's still my baby out of all of them. I remember walking to City Nights just the other day. Lasers are still flashing. I think there was still the New Year's event from 2021, 2022.
Right.
But yeah, I walked around. I went to the bar. I went to the DJ area. I even used my portals to the beach and everything else. And it was just, and it was sad to see that. That's my first baby. I mean, I actually spent so much money on that place. And then after that, I created so many more that, no offense to the builder, I created more that looked 10 times better than City Nights, but City Nights will still be in my heart.
Was still the first one. And I remember all the times that you would you would DJ there, and we got to meet so many new people because people would come in and it was like, oh, we have EDM playing now, and it was so funny. There was a time that you were playing one of your live videos of you DJing live,
Right. Huh?
and you're walking around, and somebody had walked up and they were just like, who's that DJ? And I go, you're standing right next to them. And they're just like, what do you mean? It's like, the one that's playing right now, that's Is Radio right here. That's DJ Is. They were like, oh my goodness, and it was just so much fun. I actually gotta say, I remember seeing Nights and loved it so much.
Yeah. Paris Hilton, Save the Puppies.
Yes.
No offense to Paris. I love Paris. Love you.
Yeah.
But oh my God, Save the Puppies.
And then you even dedicated the club to her, where you made it was, the Paris Nights.
That was a great place.
Yeah, like an awesome, because it was a rooftop club, and once again, just so stinking amazing. So much fun that we had. Oh.
Yeah, this is where we cue in Boys to Men. How do I say goodbye?
Right. Oh my goodness.
And then
I'm not crying, you're crying.
We got the collage of going through all the clubs in slow motion. And Daisy's Plank, Oh man, there's a lot of memories.
Plank, another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta ask you about that. How did you feel the first time you completed Daisy's Plank?
That was absolutely amazing, because they give you a timer when you walk through it for Daisy's Plank, and this is a world that Daisy Shaw created, and it was an actual, like, a Mission Impossible where you're walking these very small thin planks over a very high space, and it was a whole course that you had to go through, and then that was, that's what you did, and it had like a timer and everything. And I would try this over and over and over again, and I kept falling, and I'd have to restart, kept falling, had to restart.
Right.
And I finally made it to the end, and Daisy was there, and I was even like, oh my God, I made it. And
that's awesome.
Daisy went off on the thing. She was like, oh, congratulations, Mossy. And I was like, yes.
Awesome.
And it was
so cool.
And I got the same feeling when DJ Kitten, also your daughter, and it was hard for her because she kept falling also. And when she finally did it, she actually beat my time, and so proud of her that she actually got to do that. And once again, awesome. Daisy was there to congratulate her, and like, so proud of her also, but wonderful times.
Man, so wonderful times indeed. Yeah, exactly. So I think we'll just we'll end the video here for everybody, and then we'll do a collage of videos of different places later, because this is like 30 minutes long now. People are probably cut off on this one, but MetaQS.
No, we're done.
MetaQS. We're not going anywhere. We're just changing apartments. We're going to the new place. Follow us to the promised land.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, Mars, again, I will see you in the promised land. Bring your dancing shoes, because we'll be partying as always.
Sounds good.
Tears in the eyes.
See you later, Metalore.
Tears in the eyes.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
You're crying. Bye.